This is a hovercraft, and for the last 20 years, it's sat abandoned until I got my paws on it. Since then, we've repaired the hull, replaced the skirts, and given it a paint job. But there's one big problem. It just doesn't have enough power. So today, we're swapping out the old 20 horsepower engine for a new 100 horsepower two-stroke airplane engine that can hopefully propel us to the top of this mountain. The current engine only makes 20 horsepower. This thing is tiny. So we're swapping in this engine. First step, we need to make room for the new engine, so this little bitty thing needs to go. Oh, it's out. Look at how big this thing is. It's huge. The new engine is a 583 Rotax that can be found in a ton of little airplanes, but those are 10 times more than what I bought this snowmobile for, and the only difference is the spark plugs, or so I thought. We got the big engine out. This hovercraft is going to be insane. It was so fun with the little engine. I cannot imagine the big engine. We might have as much as 5 times the thrust. So with the big engine, we're also putting on new prop, or I don't actually know what this is called. Propellers? So we're gonna get all the power. I was warned though, if I get it over 60 miles an hour, it will take flight like this. So we'll have to keep it under 60. Next, I'm taking the gearbox off the original engine. The gearbox is what allows the engine to spin the propeller. We'll need to reuse this for our new engine. Pretty weird that I'm pouring water into the clutch. You guys are like, what are you doing, Matt? So we're not gonna use this from the snowmobile. We're gonna use the gearbox from the old engine. So hopefully this just bolts up to the new engine, no problem. So to get this off, we have to use water because I don't have the special puller tool. So I'm making do with what I got. Okay, hopefully this works. This clutch should just pop off from the pressure of the water compressing. For the next 2 hours, I tried everything to get this clutch off. Smashed it with a hammer, got it super hot with a torch, but it was not budging. So that leaves me with one option. Well, maybe 2. So I'm welding a nut to the top, and then I'll be able to thread a bolt in from the very top and use the bolt to compress the water and pop it off. Hopefully that'll work. If this doesn't work, I might have to buy the tool. Who am I kidding? If this doesn't work, I'm just gonna cut it off. This clutch is held on by a tapered shaft, and without the proper tools, these can be almost impossible to get off on these old snowmobiles. It's either popping off or something's breaking. Whoa! Woo! Yeah! We got it. Stoked we got the primary clutch off, but now there's a bit of an issue. So the old engine, it has 4 bolts where the gearbox mounts. The new engine has nothing for the gearbox to mount to. So come to find out, these engines have way too much power and they're not supposed to be used with these gearboxes, so they don't have a place for them to mount. But we're going to change that. So I'm going to drill into the engine cases. Hopefully there's enough metal. This is a bad idea. I'm just gonna say right now, this is not a good idea. But I think it will work, I hope. It's just really sketchy because there's going to be a blade spinning 3,000 RPMs attached to an engine that it's not meant to be attached to. To hopefully keep the propellers from flying off the engine, I'm drilling and tapping 6 holes and installing steel time zerts. Luckily, this engine has the same cases as the airplane engine. It's just missing the threads because the snowmobile version of the engine makes way more power. This is so nerve-wracking drilling into the engine. Next, I'm making an adapter plate that will screw into those 6 holes that I just drilled. This adapter plate has to be perfect, so I 3D printed a template to go off of. Come check it out. We've got the adapter plate right here. Just finished. I'm embarrassed to say, but this took me 2 days to do correctly. I really don't want this blade to pop off at 50 miles an hour and take me out. So I'm trying to build this as strong as I possibly can. So here's the adapter plate. Let's put this on, mount the gearbox, see if it works. I actually have not mounted the gearbox. So this is the first time everything's gonna be bolted together. Future Matt might edit a clip in of me right here of the engine popping off and just yoink. I hope not. Sweet. Need to grind these flush. And the gearbox should fit on perfect. Check this out. So now we have a gearbox attached to our 100+ horsepower fire-breathing two-stroke. Wow. Let's hang this puppy up and we'll paint it. I'm so glad we got the gearbox mounted because this engine will rev to over 8,000 RPMs and the airplane version is limited to 6,700 for reliability. Check that puppy out. So I was planning on painting the bottom white and the top blue, but we've already got blue and white. All we need is red to make this puppy red, white, and blue. Because what's more American than a hovercraft? With a two-stroke, with a 100 horsepower two-stroke.
That's pretty American.
Pretty American. Let's see how this thing fits.
So what's your plan of attack here?
We're using this hoist to line up the engine inside of the fan duct.